Welcome back, gamers. Today, we're diving into the dazzling world of gaming. Get ready to embark on an epic adventure filled with dangerous quests, fierce battles, and daring escapes. We've got all the tips, tricks, and strategies you need to dominate the game and come out on top. So grab your controller, pull up a seat, and let's get started. Rockstar Games has established a legendary reputation in the video game industry for consistently pushing the boundaries of open-world gaming, with the release of Grand Theft Auto 3. Propelling the studio to new heights. Their critically acclaimed games are known for their sprawling worlds, immersive storytelling, and unparalleled attention to detail. Of course, all the technical fidelity present in their games would go to waste if Rockstar didn't work equally as hard on the lead characters in these titles that players would control for hours on end. Thankfully, the developer didn't face too many issues in this department, with the protagonists in each Rockstar game becoming quite iconic in their own right. This combination of immersive open-world design and complex anti-heroes with unique personalities has helped this studio stand out as one of the greatest video game developers of all time. 10. Jack Marston. Jack Marston takes over the role of the playable character in Red Dead Redemption's epilogue after the unceremonious death of his father. This character gets a lot of hate for not really having any character development of his own and having an annoying voice that makes him sound like a whiny teenager instead of a grizzled gunslinger. While Jack is definitely a downgrade from his father in every way, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have some redeeming qualities of his own. The fact that he actively hunts down the man who killed his father is pretty cool and showed just how dedicated he was to getting revenge, with many fans predicting that Red Dead Redemption 3 will have a greater focus on this character if Rockstar ever goes down that route. 9. Claude. In many ways, Claude's position on this list stems from his nature as a silent protagonist. After all, most Rockstar protagonists are legendary for their memorable lines and engaging personalities. In comparison, Claude feels like a hollow shell of a man, especially since he's surrounded by so many well-written characters. Players were glad that Rockstar dropped the whole silent protagonist gimmick in later games, but many people still love Claude for his unintended hilarity and stoic demeanor as he commits numerous crimes without blinking an eye. 8. Tommy Vercetti. Tommy Vercetti is a man who is double-crossed time and time again during the events of Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. This makes him an easy character to root for as players complete a litany of missions and help him ascend to the top of the criminal underworld. That being said, Vice City was Rockstar's first attempt at a voiced protagonist in their 3D open-world games, and this showed. While Tommy has a personality of his own, it's not exactly all that riveting, with his reactions mainly serving as a way to drive the plot forward, instead of giving his character some much-needed depth. 7. Michael DeSanta. Grand Theft Auto 5. Michael DeSanta is one of the 3 playable protagonists in Grand Theft Auto 5, leaving his life of crime behind to make an attempt at raising a family of his own. Watching this character struggle as he constantly gets roped into his old life over and over again is pretty interesting to witness firsthand. His mentor-student relationship with Franklin is surprisingly endearing, making it rather heartbreaking if players decide to kill this character in one of the game's many endings. His banter with Trevor is hilarious and shows why he decided to drop out of the game by feigning his death. 6. Franklin Clinton from GTA V. Many people consider Franklin to be the lead character in Grand Theft Auto 5, given that the decision of which ending to pursue is left up to him. This character starts from the bottom and takes bigger and better jobs to get as much money as possible. This leads to him becoming rich and moving out of his aunt's house, although he makes many powerful enemies in the process. However, by the end of this game, Franklin can choose to team up with the other 2 protagonists and take out every person threatening their livelihood in what is obviously the game's canon ending. 5. Niko Bellic. Grand Theft Auto 4. Niko Bellic is an immigrant who comes to Liberty City in a bid to make it big, especially after reading his cousin's letters about his nigh-perfect lifestyle in the city. Of course, all of this turns out to be a farce when he realizes that Roman was lying through his teeth, with his life being anything but ideal. Using his war experience, he decides to embark on a life of crime, making a ton of money and becoming a legend in Liberty City. However, his dangerous reputation doesn't stop people from killing a person close to him, leading to an emotional finale that will hit players right in the feels. 4. John Marston. John Marston is a former outlaw who is forced to hunt down his former gang members to save his family. This sets up the central conflict of Red Dead Redemption, with this protagonist being a riveting anti-hero in every way. After accomplishing his mission and experiencing a moment of happiness, things take a turn for the worse when the people who'd employed John decide to land on his doorstep to take out the final loose thread. His final stand is a harrowing moment with John helping his family escape before welcoming his death, as he shot down as many of his enemies as possible before biting the dust. 3. Trevor Phillips. Trevor Phillips is the craziest playable character in Grand Theft Auto 5 by a country mile. His introduction takes place after a while, serving as a fresh change of pace from the other two grounded protagonists, as Trevor slowly comes to find out that his dear friend, Michael, was alive all along. His unhinged personality, foul-mouthed tirades, and unpredictable behavior have made him a fan favorite in every way. Despite being a comedic figure, his history with Michael leads to many riveting moments as both estranged friends get into bitter arguments and confrontations time and time again. 2. Carl Johnson. A member of the Grove Street families who comes back after his mother passes away, CJ is a protagonist who needs no introduction. His backstory with the rest of the Grove Street gang is instantly on display, with the narrative taking several twists and turns as his character goes to different cities. San Andreas features a riveting story of betrayal and vengeance, but most people feel that this narrative would have completely fallen flat had it not been for CJ's engaging personality. Players root for him every step of the way during his epic journey to take revenge on the people who did him wrong. 1. Arthur Morgan. Red Dead Redemption 2 is considered by many to be one of the greatest video games ever made. Rockstar pulled out all the stops when it came to the game's writing, serving up a narrative that is a joy to uncover one heavy layer at a time. At the heart of this game's story is Arthur Morgan, a conflicted outlaw who struggles with his own morality over the course of the game. Watching his relationship with Dutch deteriorate over the course of the game is heartbreaking, but that's part of the reason why he's such a complicated anti-hero for whom players will shed a tear when he nears the end of his journey.